Water scarcity is one of India's biggest challenges. Late engineer T. Hanumant Rao proposed the four waters concept. It is a model of watershed development. It captures rainwater, groundwater, surface water, and soil moisture. This ensures lasting water security. To understand this vision better and to know how it can shape India's irrigation future, we turn to a leader who has been deeply connected with this idea. Shri Marri Shashidhar Reddy is a four-time MLA from Sanat Nagar, senior BJP leader and a National Council member. He is also a former minister of United Andhra Pradesh government, and he has served as the vice chairman of the National Disaster Management Authority, with the status of a union cabinet minister. He is currently the secretary of Dr. Channa Reddy Trust. He has been carrying forward this vision. Importantly, he is closely connected to both late Hanumant Rao and Dr. Channa Reddy, carrying forward their legacy of innovative and people-centric water management solutions. So who better than him to talk about this concept and its impact on India's irrigation future? Today, we speak with him to understand how this approach can transform irrigation and also reduce our dependence on costly mega projects. Welcome to Pallavi TV, Shri Shashidhar Reddy sir. A very warm welcome to you. To begin with the questions, can you explain what watershed development is and what kind of efforts have been made in the past?
Before we get into details, I think one should understand what a watershed is. When it rains, some water, percolates into the soil. And then beyond that, it starts flowing in small streams.
Correct.
And that way it goes into a local minor tank. So whatever rainfall falling in a certain area, which feeds that water tank, is called a watershed. So watershed, they also call it a micro watershed. And so this is watershed consists of the upper reaches of a watershed. It has a ridge which forms the boundary of the watershed. Beyond that, it goes into another watershed. And the upper reaches, the ridge area is called the recharge area.
Okay.
And when the water flows into the valley, that is called the discharge area.
Okay.
In the past, when we talked about watershed development, watershed development, the main aim was to tackle drought.
Yes.
And this is something which we have been doing for the last
several
decades. In fact, the first such program started in 1973, drought-prone area program. And over the years, there have been thousands of crores spent all over the country under different programs. The names kept changing, different kind of guidelines. And ultimately, right now, but in the past, the main focus of watershed development used to be check dams. Check dams are also constructed in the discharge area where water is already available.
True.
So, construction of costly check dams where contractors are involved, cement is involved, was not going to really help make water available in the entire watershed.
Sir, can you shed light on Hanumant Rao's four waters concept and how it differs from the earlier methods?
Hanumant Rao's concept, he innovated this concept and he named it the four water concept. They take care of, it's an integrated way of how, the main purpose is to make maximum water available within the entire watershed.
True.
You have the rainwater, you have the surface water, you have the groundwater, and then you also have a soil moisture, which really accounts for about 60 to 65% of the entire water cycle. This is something which is not known to many. In this program, it essentially consists of 10 earthworks.
Okay.
And no contractors, and no cement is used. It is essentially earthworks, 10 earthworks, different types of earthworks.
Right.
You have staggered trenches, contour trenches, continuous contour trenches, percolation tanks, mini percolation tanks. That way, there are 10 different types of works which are done. And in addition to this, you have 4 vegetative works, planting trees on the boundaries within these trenches, ground cover and things like that. There are 4 different kind of things.
Okay.
Mr. Hanumantrao was inspired by looking at a forest. When in a forest area, there is a rainfall of about 500 millimeters. It remains green even after the rain stop. But in the ground adjoining the forest, in the land adjoining the forest, this is not seen. When it stops raining, the greenery disappears.
True.
So there is some process that takes place in the forest which makes water available. And if you look at forest, the stream keeps flowing even after the rainy season.
Yes,
That's how, all these rivers have found their birth. Even after rains, the streams trickle down. So that is how he innovated this 4 water concept. This, as I said, no contractors are required. 1 day's training is sufficient for the farmers, and it can be implemented on the ground, on the lands by the farmer. And this will cover the entire watershed.
Okay.
And most of these lands, most of the land in the watershed is uncultivated because it is rain fed. There is no source of irrigation.
Right.
And there we have been allotting them to poor and marginal farmers. And they are also the weaker section, SC and ST.
Right.
So in a way, Hanumantrao's 4 water concept is a great equalizer.
Yes.
I think nothing better than this for social justice.
Yes. True, absolutely agree, sir. When was the 4 water concept first implemented, and what results have been observed since then? If you can shed some light on the same.
See, when Mr. Hanumantrao first implemented this in China in the mid-90s.
Right.
And he has presented papers in international conferences. So it's a very scientifically evolved procedure.
Okay.
And the biggest advantage of Hanumantrao's, what stands out here is that it's a very precise and clear-cut methodology that he has prescribed.
Okay.
None of the guidelines prescribed by the government or right from the beginning have this clarity about the methodology, and that is the reason that they have been failing.
Okay.
And here, Mr. Hanumantrao, in the year 2000, in the wake of a severe drought in the whole country, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu was the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. He set up a program, initiated a program called Neeru Meeru.
Okay.
And under that, they set up a water conservation mission. And Mr. Hanumantrao was not only a member of this water conservation mission, but he also headed a technical committee with some other, with topmost engineers. I mean,
Right.
I went through the proceedings and the reports, and the topmost brains were involved in this whole process.
Correct.
And then this recommendation of the technical committee was implemented from 2001 onwards, between 2001 and 2004.
Right.
And about 84 villages in Telangana and about 100 odd villages in Rayalaseema. Somehow, they have not caught the media attention. But there is one such watershed near Zahirabad,
Right.
in the old Medak district. Now it's Sangareddy district in Kohir Mandal, and the name of the village is Gottigaripalli.
Okay.
And in that village, when implemented in 2001, within 1 year it produced such dramatic results
Right.
that it was recorded. There was a media report, a very detailed report, which was in a prominent English paper, The Hindu.
Right.
And in January 2003 itself, hardly a few months, less than a year after it was implemented, the impact could be seen. This was implemented at a cost of only 5,000 rupees per acre. And this watershed is about 500 hectares, which translate to about 1,250 acres. So 5,000 per acre was spent on that. And the result is something which nobody will be able to believe even till this day unless you go and see this.
Right.
It has been able to provide water for 3 crops in a year.
Amazing.
And compare this to major projects.
True.
And now the present lift irrigation projects, they hardly give water for 1 crop. Lakhs of rupees are spent. So this result, even today, 24 years after it was implemented,
Since
it is
2003.
consistent. 2001.
2001.
The report was 2003. It was 2001 it was implemented. And consistently over the last 24 years, with hardly any maintenance, we keep getting this kind of result,
Mm.
which is nothing, totally unbelievable. I've talked to several engineers and experts who are not familiar with this.
Hmm.
They would say, how is it possible? Even senior IS officers, district collectors in the neighboring district, they say, how is it possible?
But it did
It
give
did, it
the
did.
best results. And like you mentioned, there's not much in media about
Yeah.
the same. So, moving on to the next question regarding the same, why did Telugu states opt
Now,
for the...
before that, I think I must also specifically
Sure,
tell you the benefits, because this is
sure,
the
sure.
most important thing.
Hmm.
Once this program is implemented,
Hmm.
it results in complete drought proofing. There was a report in one of the prominent Telugu papers
Right.
which was dated 1st June 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And the caption said, Nadi Vesavi, in the middle of summer, Taragani Jalasari, unending amount of water is available. And this was after 2 years of drought. In spite of 2 years of drought,
Mm.
in midsummer, this is the situation where
Mm.
plenty of water is available for irrigation. So, no question of any shortage of drinking water.
Mm. 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 When it gave some amazing results, we still wonder why it wasn't carried forward. Moving on with the same thought. So, why did Telugu states opt for the lift irrigation projects then instead of adopting Hanumant Rao's technology?
There was a report, again, I quote a report in the media.
Sure.
This was again in the Hindu, going back to 28th Feb 2016.
Right.
I mean, these are all dates at my fingertips. And that said, an ingenious concept, lying in neglect.
Hmm.
That was the caption. Of course,
Hmm.
it captured all the entire process of Hanmantrao's concept.
True.
The last concluding lines are, I think, very significant.
Mm-hmm.
They said, this concept has been confined to the back burner because there is no big money to be paid to the contractors, as in the regular irrigation projects. So, unfortunately,
Mm.
our irrigation irrigation projects are totally contractor driven, and there is big money involved. And I don't want to go beyond that. I don't want to make any controversial statement, but it's a fact that it costs a lot of money.
Mm.
Contractors are involved. They
Mm-hmm.
have the ECP method where everything is done by the contractor, so it's
So,
very
are you
convenient.
saying that big money is not involved in this such project?
Which projects?
The one that is proposed by Sir Hanumant Rao.
No, absolutely. It's a low cost. So the Telugu states have ignored this for reasons best known to themselves, both the states.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, watershed projects in the past, as I said, did not give a very promising result. But this result of the four water concept was totally neglected. They ignored this in favor of large projects, both even after bifurcation. Before bifurcation, Andhra Pradesh; after bifurcation, both Andhra and Telangana have not looked at this. This is a project, four water concept was first implemented when Mr. Chandrababu Naidu was the chief minister. But somehow people, may not have understood. I've studied in the US. On my subject was agronomy, crop production. But till I met Mr. Hanumantrao in 2016, I studied 50 years back.
Right.
But till I met Mr. Hanumantrao, I didn't know about the benefits of this and the manner in which this was successfully implemented. So my main purpose is trying to reach out to people, spread this so that awareness is generated. So they did not look at four water concept. They focused on major projects,
Right.
which cost up to 6 to 8 lakh rupees per acre, and this is just 5,000 at that time. Maybe at the present rates, it may go up to 15,000 rupees per acre. So when this was ignored, the Rajasthan government, the Chief Minister, Srimati Vasundhara Raje, had seen a presentation made by Mr. Hanumantrao when she was not even the Chief Minister.
Okay.
And then, fortunately, she went on to become the Chief Minister, and she implemented this.
The same project.
They had a flagship program in Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, there's a huge water deficit, shortage. When you talk of Rajasthan, you recall this long line of women carrying pots on their head,
Yes, absolutely
long
agree.
lines, long distance and all that.
Drought
But
everywhere.
so they had a flagship program called the Mukhyamantri Jal Swavalamban Abhiyan,
Okay.
MJSA.
Mm-hmm.
She decided to implement that in toto on the basis of Hanumantrau's four water concept. There was a lot of resistance from the engineers, from the bureaucrats,
Mm-hmm.
for two reasons. One, they didn't understand what it is. And something when you're told for the first time, how is it going to be possible? That is the immediate thing that comes to anybody's mind. She has, without coming to Telangana, without seeing this village, she saw the presentation of Hanumantrao. She was so convinced that she said, nothing doing. She put her foot down and she said, in toto, this has to be implemented.
And it got started.
It got they first implemented this in about 2 districts, went on to implement it in the next year in 13 districts, and then finally in about 33 districts.
Right.
This
Right.
way, the results have been unbelievable. Water level has come up to 1 or 2 meters below the ground level. Defunct borewells, water started gushing out of it.
Right.
And the forest department was able to plant a large, huge number of trees. At one time, 25 lakh trees were planted at one go. And the Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, in his Mann Ki Baat, acknowledged the fact that because of the Mukhyamantri Jal Swavalamban Abhiyan, now this kind of a thing is possible. And 25 lakh trees at one time in a state like Rajasthan is no ordinary thing. So that is the kind of results that were experienced in Rajasthan.
So, sir, like you just mentioned about the results that Rajasthan gained from it, can you mention the top benefits that it had?
See, whether it is Rajasthan or earlier in Telangana, in that village, there are 4 important results which are seen on ground and water. The first thing is it results in complete drought proofing. It is not drought mitigation. Drought mitigation is, water is availability is less, crops are suffering, some kind of mitigation, some kind of a temporary kind of a thing. But this is drought proofing, a permanent measure. Water is available even during summer. The next thing is when there is the mainstream, even after the rainy season, it is some kind of, you can see a semi-perennial stream even after the rainy season,
Yes.
because the recharge area gets fully saturated and then water keeps flowing. Then there is no soil erosion. The water that flows is clear, and as I mentioned, the ground table comes up almost to the ground level. Then the other benefits that are there is, I mentioned, it results in water being available for 3 crops. And this is available in the entire watershed, not just in the lower reaches, even at the upper reaches. And in this village, in this Gottigaripalli village, the highest point of the watershed has an open well with about 50 feet of water. I mean, unthinkable. Nobody can even imagine that such a thing is possible, but it is a reality. It is there. Year after year, people are reaping rich benefits. Whenever there is a drought, drought is triggered by less than average rainfall.
True.
And but even if there is a drought, the watershed which is treated by implementing 4 water concept, you don't have to spend a single paisa for drought relief, because there is no drought in that area. And then whenever there is a drought, people migrate. There is no livelihood.
Yes.
They go to far off places, and that is a serious problem. And here, there is no migration of people or animals. In fact, there's a reverse migration. We've seen this in Banswara in Rajasthan.
Yes.
Where it's a tribal district. People in the upper reaches, rain-fed area, people were dependent only, they used to look up to the heavens, hoping that there is some rain, at least they don't lose money. Now, they are growing 3 crops, there is no migration. In the Zahirabad village, people from other areas are now coming there for livelihood, for contract, like harvesting of sugarcane and things like that.
Yes.
And then the most important thing of this, the impact that it has locally and globally, implementing Hanumantrau's 4 water concept, is that, in the past, we started off with projects across the river. you construct a dam, you construct a reservoir, a barrage, and then divert water to flow through gravity to irrigate lands which are which we can take the water to because of the gravity. That was one phase. The next phase was lift irrigation. So the regular dams across the rivers, as we know, Nagarjun Sagar, Sri Sailam, Sri Ram Sagar, Jurala, Prakasham, Barrage, all these things, they're over. Now lift is the next option. People are, because water is at a lower level, ground is at a higher level, lift is something that those are being proposed. And more than that, what is now being proposed is interlinking of rivers and interbasin transfer of water from one basin to one basin of one river to another basin.
Right.
Now, these are huge, humongous projects, very, very expensive.
There was much debate on the Kaleshwaram project. What is its total cost and how much area did it irrigate?
Well, Kaleshwaram project was a brainchild of the then Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao. Well, I don't want to get into too many details about that. Now, even there is a CBI inquiry ordered into that. So, that's a different thing on a different track. I don't want. I'm just talking of water availability.
Sure.
You asked me the cost. They said it will cost something like 83,000 crores. And ultimately, there are reports that it has crossed 1 lakh crores. Then it may be around 1.4 lakh crores. Each one has their own figures. So even if you say 1 lakh crores, I don't want, even in that I don't want to get into the details. The original idea was to utilize 180 TMC of water and irrigate 18 lakh acres. So 180 TMC, 10,000 acres per TMC, 18 lakh acres. Now, the then irrigation minister, I've seen different videos of his. He says 18 was the original thing. In some places he says 36 lakh acres. Some places he says 20 lakh acres. So, a lot of ambiguity. Let us give the benefit of doubt. Okay, they have touched 36,000 lakh acres. Fine. 36 lakh acres. If you had implemented Mr. Hanumantrao's concept at the rate of 15,000 rupees per acre, how much would that be? 36 into 36 lakh. 36 into 1 lakh will be 150 crores. So 10 lakhs will be 1,500 crores. 30 lakhs will be 4,500. Say 6,000 crores or even 7,000 crores. Where is 1 lakh crores and where is 7,000 crores? So the whole thing was ill-conceived. There are a lot of controversies. I don't want to get into it. The fact remains that Mr. Hanumantarao had advised Mr. Harish Rao, then the irrigation minister, that this is something that will not be required, this kind of a thing. The Medak district is where Harish Rao hails from KCR hails from. Nobody bothered to see what was happening here. So this is how things have happened on ground.
Right. So, sir, moving forward, the Telangana government that we just mentioned, the Telangana government has proposed the Kodangal lift project. Now, what are your views on the same?
No, the previous government got into this big Kaleshwaram project. So the present government didn't want to be lagging behind. So they wanted a lift project for themselves. Though this Kodangal project was contemplated in the past, what this project consists of is there are 10 tanks. Krishna water will be pumped to fill these 10 tanks and irrigate 1 lakh acres under these 10 tanks by gravity.
Okay.
So fine. Your idea is to irrigate 1 lakh acres. The initial cost is 4,350 crores, 3,000 acres of land acquisition. All this will go up. My expectation is it will not be anywhere less than 7,000 crores because all this and cost overruns because of delay. So about 7,000 crores, that is 7 lakhs per acre, and that to one crop. And Hanumantrao's 4-water concept will give you at a cost of 15,000 per acre for 3 crops. So the total cost is 7,000 crores. This is 150 crores. That is one crop. This is 3 crops. That is about 4-5 years. This is only 2 years. So the difference is very evident.
Sir, agreeing on the same and moving forward, the Andhra Pradesh government proposed the Polavaram Banakacharla lift project. Now, how do you assess it?
No, this is no Kaleshwaram, Kodangal were lift irrigation projects. Now we have come to interbasin transfer of water.
Yes.
This is interbasin transfer. You are transferring water from the Godavari. Polavaram is in the Godavari, on Godavari. So from there you want to transfer water to the Krishna basin. The idea is to irrigate about 30 lakh acres in Rayalaseema. Rayalaseema has about 90 lakh acres, out of which 82 lakh acres are rain-fed. So fine, they deserve, all this water to be made, crops to be irrigated. So with this project, 30 lakh acres, and the cost, initial estimated cost is 81,900 crores, and 54,000 acres of land acquisition, out of which 15,300 is forest land. So this is a very, it's not an easy thing. It can be very protracted. Getting permissions can be a problem. There are objections. Telangana's objecting rate. Not only Telangana, even some intellectuals and knowledgeable people in Andhra Pradesh are also raising their voice against it. Let us assume that Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is a strong leader. He will overcome all these difficulties, convincing people, getting all the permissions and all that. And somebody in Andhra, some intellectual, said it's not 80,000, 81,000 crores. It can end up at 8 lakh crores. The cost can go up. And not in 8 to 10 years as now being suggested. It can go up to 50 years. That is the delay. So these are the apprehensions. But let us assume, we'll go by what Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has said, 81,900 crores over a period of 8-10 acres. Then the cost will go up. So we say about 1 lakh crores to irrigate 30 lakh acres. If you, and then land acquisition, all this. If you implement Hanumantrau's 4-water concept to irrigate 30 lakh acres, provide water for 3 crops, not just one crop. With so much of expenditure. And then cost of the operations and management is also a major factor. It will cost huge amount per acre. So that is not factored in right now. I just took the capital cost. So this will cost about 4,500 crores implementing Hanumantrau's concept. 81,900 or 1 lakh of crores for the proposed lift project, interbasin transfer. Whereas the local rainfall, there is no land acquisition, there is no land wasted. The local rainfall is utilized and provide for 3 crops, just 4,500 crores. So this is something we cannot ignore.
True.
It's not against anybody. The whole idea, the government of India has also some plans in different states.
So talking about the investment and other states that we just spoke about, now moving on to Maharashtra. Maharashtra has invested most in irrigation, yet remains drought prone. What measures are necessary there, if you can talk about it a little more?
See, Maharashtra has invested the highest in the irrigation sector in the whole country, created the maximum storage capacity.
True.
And in spite of it, large tracts of areas, different regions are drought prone. We have a large number of suicide deaths and all that. The government of Maharashtra has introduced different schemes. They had a Jal Yukt Shivar Abhiyan 1.0. In 2014 it started. They spent about 9,700 crores. Yet there are reports from the CAG, there are reports from the Niti Aayog, even that 9,700 crores, these agencies have found that it has no impact. Anything that we do, these are not major projects. These are interventions. Jal Yukt Shivar, different kinds of interventions. And they had guidelines to implement it. It did not result in improving the availability of water. So the success is measured in that. It has not happened. Now they are implementing the 2.0. Not much difference in the methodology. So that is something which has to be seriously looked
onto.
And then there's another. There they have an interlinking of rivers. Not earlier in Polavaram Bankacharla is interbasin transfer. Now in Maharashtra there is a proposal for interlinking of rivers. It's Vaiganga and another river interlinking of these two rivers. And I saw reports that that is going to cost about 87,000 crores.
From 9,700 crores
No,
to
that's that.
87,000.
Those are interventions. They're like some kind of watershed programs and related programs. They are small interventions.
This is a bigger project.
This is a gigantic 87,000 crores interlinking of rivers. And what is happening? And with this, they will hardly be able to irrigate about 2.5 lakh acres. Just 2.5 lakh acres. And if you implement Mr. Hanumantrau's 4-water concept, all you have to spend is 375 crores to irrigate 2.5 lakh acres. And where is 87,000 crores cost overlays? It will go up into a huge, we can't even imagine. So this is the stage at which, they are still being proposed. So what I would suggest is Hanumantrau's 4-water concept. See, what is required? The basic requirement is 500 millimeters of rainfall. That is there in all the districts, even in Vidarbha, Marathwada, which are chronically drought prone. The rainfall is about 900 to over 1,000 millimeters per year, average rainfall. So you can implement Hanumantrau's 4-water concept. They'll bring about a total transformation. And I was trying to take this out, reach out to people who matter there. I was fortunate that the former governor of Maharashtra, Shri Vidyasagar Rao, people call him Sagarji. I met him and I explained to him about 4-water concept and told him that this is something which can benefit Maharashtra. And I took his advice as to how do what he thinks about how to move forward. He spoke to the present governor, the governor at that time, present Vice President of India, Mr. C.P. Radhakrishnan. I met Mr. C.P. Radhakrishnan as governor of Maharashtra on the 3rd of July. I spent more than an hour. His secretary was there, and then we had a detailed discussion. And he grasped it, understood it. I was also briefed by Mr. Vidyasagar Rao, and he himself, I spent more than an hour. He said, we will take up a pilot project. And the pilot project will be implemented along with the agriculture universities in Maharashtra. We had a first meeting, a video conference on the 25th of July. I met him on 3rd July. And 25th of July, we had a video conference, this Governor Secretary, Vice Chancellors of 3 different universities and me. And the minutes were finally finalized. There were some amendments to be made. The final minutes were signed on the 9th of this month.
Okay.
On the day of Sri Radhakrishnan. At the time of Sri Radhakrishnan's election as Vice President on the same day. So, and then it specifically mentioned this has the approval of the Honorable Governor. The Secretary signed that and then sent it. And then what was very heartening is, in the minutes said that they're very convinced about the benefits of this watershed, 4-water concept. And Sri Shashidhar Reddy has studied this in detail in Telangana and in Rajasthan, what was implemented in Rajasthan. So Maharashtra is drought prone. There is a need for implementing such things. So we'll take up a pilot project with the help and guidance of Mr. Shashidhar Reddy. So I think I'm making some progress in my mission. Not only this, when this I'm really grateful. I think with Sri Radhakrishnan becoming the Vice President. In the past, a few months back, we had Dr. K. Lakshman, who's a senior MP from the BJP, Rajya Sabha member. He made a mention about this in the Rajya Sabha, about 4-water concept and how Hanumantrau's concept has benefited Telangana and Rajasthan. A lot of MPs have evinced a lot of interest in that. Now Mr. Radhakrishnan is there. And I happened to talk to Mr. Vishwanathan, who is the Chancellor of the Vellore Institute of Technology. I told him, and he's from Tamil Nadu. Mr. Radhakrishnan is also from Tamil Nadu. So recently he was in Hyderabad when we met. I told him that this is what you say. He said, I am also interested in. I come from an agriculture family. Tamil Nadu has a serious problem with water. So he said in Vellore, he will also take up a pilot project on his own. So the Maharashtra and Vellore, so God willing, and I have made one thing very clear. In the month of August, I completed 76. My age is now 76. And the rest of my life, I said, I'm going to dedicate for, advocacy of four water concept, because I believe this is a low cost option. I believe that this is what the country needs, not only country, and even the global south. There are serious water, as you said in your introduction, water is a serious, going to be a water scarcity is going to be a serious problem.
Yes.
So I'm planning to take it up all the way to the Honorable Prime Minister, and I am seeking an appointment to go, and I hope I'll be able to get to meet him, and I'm sure that he will understand. And then even the ongoing programs under different schemes, they're not doing what the methodology that's prescribed by Mr. Hanumantrao. So you have to revamp what we are doing now, what even the government of India is doing. Then all these big projects can be shelved. You don't need any such things. You don't need to spend. That money can be used for various other projects that will benefit the poor people of this country. So this will be my life's mission.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. Water security is not just about big projects like we got to know. It is about smarter, sustainable solutions. Now, watershed development can change India's future. Before we close, it would be valuable for our viewers to hear. Before we close, it would be valuable for our viewers to hear a final message directly from you on why adopting such models is urgent for India today.
Water security is the biggest problem. Major projects are not going to find not a solution for water security. And what is required is a low-cost option, not this huge, gigantic lift and interbasin transfer, interlinking of rivers. They'll all turn out to be white elephants. Even a project that was Pattissima project in Andhra, was very much in the news. There are reports, there are studies on that. The CAG has come up with a road that has been a colossal waste. So spending of money is, if purpose has to be served, and that has not served any purpose. So watershed development program is the best model, which is in tune with the universally accepted United Nations Sustainable Development Goals at a low cost option. And I think that will end all conflicts. There won't be any problems, any disputes between countries, between states, between regions, between districts, and even between neighbors. This is the kind of problems that we've been seeing over the years. So I'm sure Hanumantrao's four water concept is a great thing. And what is going to be done in Maharashtra? I told the Honorable Governor, now the Honorable Vice President, that what is done in Maharashtra will be a beacon for the whole country.
Right, rightly said, sir. Now, that was a special interview on Pallavi TV. Stay with us for more conversations that matter. This is Bansari Trivedi signing off.